It is at this point that the artist decided to do something with the Sunday after the Rams lost. Okay, here's a picture. It's a photograph. You can see there's some rocks, nice little rock formation, the swirling water, and you got this foreground ice plant stuff here. And so what we're going to do is we're going to make this into a nice fun painting that should be pretty cool. A little more abstract, a little more aggressive, a little more, gestural, this and that. So we're going to really just try and work up some fun colors because this is black and white. Don't adjust your monitor. And so the whole point is we just want to make this like a really fun gestural drawing and really work on these lines as these rocks come out, and this and that has a nice organic feel to it, and the rush and excitement, and let's get to work. You'll notice we ran out of Coke and we're drinking sparkling water. Yay. Alright, we're going to start off with this brush. It's, what is this by? Lanish Utrecht. Number 4. Let's get to work. Now for our colors, I'm going to point down to the colors. We basically have white. We have a lot of white because I accidentally used it on something else, and I have a lot that I don't want to waste. Yellow, red, and blue. And I'm actually almost out of blue, so anyway. And we have brown. And by brown, I mean burnt sienna. I'm using burnt sienna mostly because that was the tube that was there. As opposed to the umber. I'm making a really thin wash, super thin, so that's just thin. A little registration mark here, here, and here. Okay, nice and thin, everybody, nice and thin. This is where your drawing skills are going to really come in handy that you've been working on, back in class. If you take my my art school, Eric's art school of doing stuff. Anyway, do a lot of drawing, guys. It'll help you out a lot. And I'm starting this off pretty dark, even though I'm gonna really lighten up these rocks a lot. But I'm gonna lighten them up a lot. But I'm starting off with this really dark here. Am I copying the picture exactly? No, I'm not. Am I following as a guideline? Sure I am. Alright, so now I'm just going to put in some blue and white. We're going to start putting in some of the further stuff, and then we're going to bring that further stuff forward, as opposed to usually work on something, you send it back. We're going to bring this one out and then bring it forward. And then the water will work back into it. And by bringing it forward, warming up, we're using the same base color that we used for that, and then we are adding yellow and red. And that yellow and red is going to bring it forward. Now we're not adding white to it because it's coming forward, so there's less white. You can think of it as the atmosphere. White is the light as it comes through. The blue would be the oxygen, or the atmosphere itself as it recedes. And then for the sand, usually I use yellow ochre, but I don't have any yellow ochre, so put that on the list of shit to get at the store tomorrow. And we're using a sienna. In this case, we're starting here in the middle, and we're going to bring it both forward and back. Even though, I don't know if it's really noticeable or whatever, and whatever you're looking at this through, but it's actually on a cliff. You're going down about 30-40 feet down below, okay? So, it's kind of an interesting perspective in that you're way up here on top of this little bluff, and it goes down into the surf below and all the rocks and all that stuff. It's actually really interesting to see this spot because I mean, you know, that the waves come and go and the sea comes and goes, and you know, so what you see one day is not what you see the next day. This is just kind of a nice little scene as we saw it. Now this paint's nice and thick. I'm not going thin on this paint, as in turpentine, salt, and whatever. I'm just going in with a lot of paint. Really get this juicy paint in there. Usually I use sap green for the water, but I'm not sure I'm going to do it for this one. Besides, using your computer to print out color for the water is bad news. Don't do that. You really need to study the water in nature and paint the water from nature in order to really get a sense of the water and its color, because it changes so much. Really pay attention to what we're doing here. Even though it looks like I'm going fast and gestural and, you know, like, what the hell is he doing? I'm really focusing on making just the right lines, blending in, taking in, putting edges in, taking edges out, all that stuff. So, you know, it's not just haphazardly screwing around like I usually do. Okay, so let's go in and start putting in this big massive foreground stuff here. We're going to keep, now it's got, you know, dirt, ice plants, this and that, but what we really want to do is just really make this not that intense. We really don't want to make it that interesting, because we don't. We want to keep it pretty earth tony, but it is in the foreground. And it is kind of green, I guess. I don't know what this. Like, I really don't want this to read as much. I don't want the, you know, I don't want you to sit here and be like, oh my God, those ice plants, and you didn't get the third ice plant. No, this is just a kind of a lead into what the actual scene is here. So these ice plants, I don't think they're native to Southern California, or wherever, coastal, this and that. But I think that the reason they kind of stick around is because A, they grow well in the soil, because the soil is all like very salty soil. And two, I don't think they've really pissed anyone off. Nobody's really complained about it. Sometimes they look good, sometimes they don't. You know, it's one of those ground cover plants that seem to do well whether you do anything with them or not. And that's about it. Fairly low water consumption, you know, whatever. I'm just putting enough detail down in here so that it doesn't look like I just totally neglected it, but you know, so there's like, you know, it's all patchy and whatever, dirt and brambles and all kinds of stuff. Down below and to the left you can find homeless people too, so you know, be careful. Alright, let's just take a little step back here, let our eyes figure out what's going on. And we'll come in for a few touch-ups, and then let's see what we got. Let's go ahead and inscribe a little signature on here. It's actually the last day of November 2025, in case Anybody knows when the asteroid's going to hit. Alrighty folks, so this was like a really quick little study, just an expression of color, blah blah blah. I hope you like it. It's a fairly simple scene. I chose that on purpose for this little color study that I wanted to do. And that's about it. Click and subscribe, or click like and subscribe. I don't know, whatever you do. But if you click on the thumbs up button, I think that helps. Unless it doesn't, I don't know. Subscribe if you want all this fun art stuff. I am planning on opening up like the school account to do like really in-depth lessons of me teaching art, which is a little daunting to be honest with you. But anyway, it's all about thinking and how you're doing your painting, because you don't want to paint like someone else. I mean, not that you can, because like if you did like if you had like 30 people painting a tree, then you'd have 30 different paintings. And you don't want to paint like anyone else. You want to paint like you, your expression. That's what you're all about. And so the idea of my lessons in teaching art is getting you to dive deeper into who you are, and to get your artist and your expression out onto a canvas or this or that, whatever you want to do as an artist. And that's the real point, being an artist, not to be somebody's monkey and do it like they do. But having somebody demystify a lot of it for you and help you get into that expression, it's pretty helpful actually. Anyway, hope you like it.